guys, welcome to episode 27 of the Power Rankings. This is the last Power Rankings of the season. Can you believe it? We're almost in playoff time. First off, I do want to address the Wild from last week. I had them in 6th. I don't know why. When I shot my video, I freehanded, and I guess I totally forgot my ranking on the Wild, so big apology to the Wild and their Wild fans for last week. Sorry about that. But this week, going into the playoffs, we're going to start off with number 10. And after weeks as the number 1 team, the Colorado Avalanche. I don't know. I know they didn't want to win the President's Trophy and mission accomplished, but winning 6 or losing 6 of the last 7 games heading into the playoffs, that's not exactly the momentum you want to bring. It's definitely far from ideal. They're going to have to turn things around quick as they host the Nashville Predators, who are hungry and they're playing some good hockey. I think this is perhaps going to be a better series than a lot of people see. We'll do a prediction video and we'll get into that then. Number 9, and they're going to have the St. Louis Blues. They lost the final 2 games against the Golden Knights and the Habs, but again, this is teams kind of closing out the season. I'm not really going to punish them too much, any of these teams, for losses in the last couple of games, especially since a lot of them are sitting their best players down the stretch. But they are in tough in the playoffs, so they're going to have the Wild that we mentioned there, and they're going to have them in round 1. Number 8, and they're up 2 spots. We have the Tampa Bay Lightning. They did their slacking a couple weeks ago, and I did punish them for that. I brought them right out of the top 10, but now they're playing really good. So they didn't win the President's Trophy, and they lost the games they needed to, and now they're playing really hot as the playoffs approach. So just really good. In the last 2 weeks, they've beaten the Leafs 8-1. They had an 8-4 win over the Panthers, a 7-2 win over Nashville, and these are all playoff teams. So they're scary as always. They're going to face the Leafs in round 1, so the Leafs really need to figure out the answer to that, that's for sure. Number 7, we got the Edmonton Oilers. They looked to make up for last year. This is a team that looks primed for a good run, but it's all going to fall on the goaltender's shoulders, I believe. Last year, their offense kind of dried up in the postseason, and Winnipeg was able to sweep them. I can't see that happening 2 years in a row. But if Mike Smith doesn't play the way he has played in the last 9 games, that is going to be a problem for the Oilers. So that is going to be the key for them to go on a big run. They, of course, are facing the Los Angeles Kings in the first round. Number 6, we have the Toronto Maple Leafs. They did well enough in the last week with 3 wins in a row, but it was that 8-1 loss against the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are, of course, their first round opponents. That is kind of scary, as I said. So they're going to definitely need a better effort than that. I know Austin Matthews was hurt for that. He should be back. They should have all their stars playing. But there's a lot of pressure on the Toronto Maple Leafs to get past the first round. And of course, in the first round, they're going against the defending Stanley Cup champions. That is going to be tough. And number 5, they're dropping 3 spots. That is the New York Rangers. They lost 3 of the last 4, and they, again, I didn't want to punish them too much, but other teams just played a little bit better. They did also rest players, but just again, they did kind of let the foot off the gas there. A couple more games than they needed to. I think where they finished, though, for the season, that is a pleasant surprise for most Rangers fans. I don't think a lot of people had them finishing 8th in the entire NHL, which is great. So they're going to take on the always dangerous Pittsburgh Penguins in the first round. Look for that one to be a gooder for sure. Number 4, and that's after that's oversight last week. That's going to be the Minnesota Wild. So they would have been in 6th last week. They should have been. They're up to 4, so they went up a couple. They've won 3 of their last 4 games, including wins over Colorado and Calgary. And they have looked great since acquiring Marc-Andre Fleury. I think they have gone a couple rounds, but they have to get past the Blues, and that is going to be a tough game. I think they can do it, though. Number 3, we have the Calgary Flames. They had a point streak snapped at 7 games with that loss to Winnipeg, but again, they were resting all those people. I think it was more on the Jets to get a couple good solid wins at the end of the season to really, have something to hang their hats on. I'm not going to really put that on the Flames. They'd already clinched the Pacific. They have a first round date with the Stars, and you know they're going to want to make up for what happened 2 seasons ago. That's going to be dangerous, and that's going to be great. I'm going to really enjoy watching that. Number 2, and they put their foot down on the accelerator at the end of the season, and it is the Carolina Hurricanes. They won their final 6 games of the regular season. They did have that injury to Freddie Anderson, which I thought was going to maybe trip them up a bit, but they seem to roll right through that. They're going to take on the Boston Bruins in round 1, and I think, watch out, the Hurricanes are ready to play. And number 1, even with that big loss to Montreal yesterday, because again, resting all their players, I had to keep the Panthers in first. It's not just that the Panthers beat up on by the Montreal Canadiens yesterday. I think the Montreal Canadiens really needed to win that again to end the season on a positive note. I'm not going to punish the Panthers AHL team pretty much for that loss. They won their first ever President's Trophy, and I think that when they take on Ovi and the Caps in the first round, it's just going to be awesome hockey. Let me know, as always, in the comments below. Like this video, share it around, and as always, we'll see you guys in the next episode.